So wave your banner, yeah. With that red coat. How are you? I still have that picture somewhere. Okay, let the show begin. My ear. All right, good morning and welcome to the SportsBuffet on ELEGBETETVRADIO. My name is Idafe Matthew. As you're gonna you love to come with ELEGBETE Sports. Thank God we have Adasa back. It's been 2 weeks of her not being around. Really, really scary because she was sick. I've not seen somebody sick like that for a very long time, so I was scared. I was worried. Oh, what's gonna happen? She's our top number one. She's our prime face of our app morning show. I was worried, and the sickness was just spreading around. And my little boy, my 2-year-old son fell sick. Then my daughter, for the very first time I saw my daughter sick, and then my son, and then me. It was only my wife that didn't fall sick, but now she's sick. She's not feeling fine. So I just went everywhere. I was scared, but we're good. We're recovering. We'll get it back to shit. And in this period, I started my podcast. This podcast has been on, like, it's been in the work for a while. We've been thinking about, say, we're going to start a podcast. We want to do a podcast that will capture the imagination of everybody, that will tell the story behind the scenes stories of the African Nations Cup that we won in 1994, the Olympic that we won in 96, the Nations Cup in 2000. We're going to bring in all the characters on the list: Okocha, Kanowako, Finidi George, Taribo West, Daniel Dabula, Mokachi Garibalawa, Tijani Babangida, Sunday Oba. Imane Babayari is my co-host. And it's easy. These days I'm learning that, one, nothing is impossible. That's one. But two, that when it really comes to the work, getting the ideas into work, you need God. And that's exactly how I can put it. You need God, because sometimes everything just goes out of plan. Like, you could plan one thing and it doesn't go the way you want, and it feels like, oh, how do I survive this? But God just knows how to get your back once you put your plan in motion. So if anybody is out there thinking of something that they want to do, don't look at the whole coming together. Just start from the small part of it, and before you know it, it will get going. Well, the number to call in if you want to join in on the show today is 070 25000069. And if you want to send me a message on WhatsApp, it is 08034277165. That's how to get in on the show. I've got plenty of messages on WhatsApp. I don't know if I can read all of them. But if you're calling in on the phone lines, it is 07025000069. That's the number to call. If you're streaming on Instagram, you can drop in a message there. How was your weekend? Let's get to check on each other first. How was your weekend? For me, my weekend was up and down, going to the hospital, coming back, sorting some problems, planning for my trip on Wednesday. And, I just took out the time to check on a few friends via phone, make a few phone calls here and there, make sure that everybody is fine and they're good. And that was just it. To be very honest with you, that was just it. Nothing more. I've not been eating properly lately. Been eating like once a day. Just don't have appetite. I hope that my appetite will come back, because I have a very big appetite. But let's see how it goes. But then for you, how was your weekend? And then let's talk about sports. How was your sporting weekend? How do I put it now? Did your team get the result that you were expecting? Did the result go bad for your team? For me, Liverpool were our conquerors. So this is Liverpool jersey. I had a bet. Somebody had a bet with me that they would beat us by 4-0. I said, okay, yes, I know that Liverpool beat us, but 4 goals was going to be too much. That I was trusting our defense, and they did well. Aaron Ramsey did well, and said if they beat us 4-0, I'll wear Liverpool jersey to the show today. So I'm sure he's happy that I'm wearing a Liverpool jersey to the show today. More like they colonize me. Okay, I will return Oluwole ELEGBETE Sports. Good morning to you. That's on YouTube. Thank you for joining in. Let's see who's on Facebook and who's dropping in to say hi. And on Instagram, I've got a lot of people already on the space. So let's get going with the show. On WhatsApp, Bayo Adeniyi. says, hi, have a good morning. Love your Liverpool jersey. I'm streaming, but I just want to drop a message here on WhatsApp. How was the weekend? My weekend was fine. And good. And how yours? Okay. I need to know from you what you think of Xavi as Barcelona's coach. They won their game. Referee aided by referee conjured a penalty in. I think Barcelona have one Laporte. Let's not forget that they have one Laporte. So and he's also got a coach that he loves. He will play the political parts. He will play the side of the politics, and just so that they have money to fund the transfer that Xavi will need. One of the things that is good about having Xavi is Xavi will not make requests of players that the club cannot sign. So he would make requests of players that they can sign. And let's see how it goes. And I think that Xavi will do well over time. First off, what he needs to bring is confidence in the team, togetherness, the team spirit, and all of that thing that the team needs to bond, to be powerful, to become fearful again, because a lot of people are not afraid of them right now. You know, they need to get back to that place and see where people are afraid of Barcelona. But people are not just going to be afraid of them because Xavi is sitting on the bench. But I think that Xavi is a good coach. Xavi Hernandez, I think, is a good coach. He's got a good football brain, and that is 50% of what you need to be a good coach, a great football brain. And then the rest has to do with your attitude, your people's skill. You know, how good is your people's skill? How well do you relate with people? Do people relate with you? When you talk to people, do people see you that you are condescending, or you are actually, you know, carrying them, stringing them along in the right way? Because those are the things that make people decide, you know, we're going to kill ourselves for you, or we're not going to kill ourselves for you. Antonio Conte came back and he brought all the passion. They won 2-1, where it felt like they won 7-0, or probably like they won the Champions League finals. But it was exciting to see Mr. Passion back in the dugout. And Steven G on Saturday won 2-0 with Aston Villa that have not been winning. Not just that they won 2-0, the fact that they kept a clean sheet against Brighton and Hove. Brighton and Hove was one of those things that you need to look at. So, okay, let's take note. Steven Gerrard is really heading to that Jurgen Klopp dugout. But let's say it's a long way. It's a long way. There is no clear-cut statement that says that, okay, Steven Gerrard, you are the apprentice to Jurgen Klopp, and Jurgen Klopp has not said he wants to leave. But we're just, you know, projecting and creating a trajectory between and that place. Yes, Israel Ines Oyoride Omoba said, good morning. I say good morning to you. My weekend was very fine as a Chelsea fan. You had won Leicester 3-0. And I'm very sad this morning, though, hearing the bad news of Ole sack yesterday, a few days before they faced Chelsea. Well, I mean, Chelsea will beat Manchester United, irrespective of who's on the bench anyway. Chelsea is a very good side. The bad thing we're playing against Chelsea is the fact that Chelsea don't know how to concede. That's the thing. Because the Chelsea, they have to concede. They have to concede, and not just one. If you really want to beat Chelsea, you make them concede 1, 2, 3, or 4 goals, because Chelsea can score. And Chelsea alone, the Chelsea defenders alone have scored about 14 goals, if I'm not mistaken. The other 19 teams all put together have not produced defenders that have scored up to that number of goals. So Chelsea have a team that can produce goals from the least likely space. So it's not something to be afraid of. But I mean, letting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer go can also rejuvenate the team. You know, I see a lot of people giving stick to Harry Maguire, but then again, Harry Maguire is solid for the English national team. But yeah, you can say that they played against teams that even FC Taraba would beat anyway. Who would not beat San Marino? Who would not beat Albania? You know, they beat Hungary. Those teams that anybody can beat. But Harry Maguire has been pretty solid, so solid that he goes forward to add goals to his game. So it's not easy, but let's see what happens over the weekend. I wouldn't mind Chelsea beating Man United. I also wouldn't mind Man United beating Chelsea or them getting a draw. I mean, I'm indifferent to it. It's not like Arsenal is going to win the league title this season, so any of these two is disturbing Arsenal. I don't think so. Okay, Divine Harmony Toke, say good morning, good morning to you. Do you think Chelsea can win the double UEFA Champions League and EPL and even more? Well, they look good. But I think that Chelsea will run out of steam somewhere, because the front men, at some point when you will need the front men to deliver for them, the front men will not be there, because I mean, it's easy for the defenders to always come forward and score these goals and add value. Yes, it is easy now because they're playing in the Premier League against some teams that ordinarily they should beat. But let's not forget that they will go up against opposition in the Champions League from February, where they'll play against teams that will be all up in their face, teams that will keep possession more, that will press them more, that will deny them all. But while I'm saying that, Chelsea last season played against those kind of teams and they still went on to win the Champions League. Why can't they do it this time around? For as long as they're not conceding goals in the Premier League, for as long as they are winning, they are also within the range of winning it. But then Man City are my first pick. Like I predicted at the beginning of the season, Man City are my pick to defend the title, and Chelsea are the team that will compete for the title against them. If there's any team that will stop them, it's Chelsea. And everybody keeps saying that what Liverpool are awesome in their when they are in their element, they are awesome. But you see this awesomeness of Liverpool have only shown against teams that are weak. Yeah, I know people will say I'm not saying the truth, but they've only shown this awesomeness against weak teams that are struggling, that are down. Man United, Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal wasn't down before they played them, but I mean the quality of Liverpool is very, very high. But I'm thinking, come on, when Mo Salah and Sadio Mane and a few of these players go to the African Nations Cup, I don't think that Diego Jota alone will be able to do it. Although he knows how to score against Arsenal, but I don't think him alone and Roberto Firmino can find the combined effort to make it happen for Liverpool. And at that point, they might drop a few points here and there, and it just might affect them, because if you take those two players away, the Liverpool high pressing will not be as awesomely fearsome as it ordinarily would be with them in the team. And let's not forget that Virgil van Dijk, for all of his awesomeness, his bullying, trying to defend like Rio Ferdinand, is a slow defender. And then Fabinho, who is the best sweeper, they have the best janitor, the best ass keeper in the world currently today, also is a bit slow. So they could be cut off guard. But let's see how it goes. I'm thinking that if there's anything that would dethrone Manchester City, it will have to be Chelsea, because Chelsea seems, for me, very, very complete, compact, and they play a kind of game that you really can't explain their pattern. You cannot trust. You can't explain their pattern, but somehow they just know how to make sure they are opposition neutralizer. So that's for me. If you ask me to explain Chelsea, that's what I'm going to explain about it. They are opposition neutralizer. They make it impossible for the opposition to get in their rhythm. And then, as a team, when you don't get in your rhythm, continuously you try and try and try, you're not getting in your rhythm, frustration setting. It is at that point of that frustration that Chelsea always strike the opposition. So if they can keep it for the whole season, why not? They should be able to win the Premier League and then go on for the Champions League. For Champions League, I think, I think UEFA would want to rotate it and flip it to another country. But if you look carefully, there is no other country apart from Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich who really are up there amongst the best. But let's see, talking about Bayern Munich, they lost to Augsburg 2-1 on Friday. Okay, so let me take the message here. Mr. Sampson, nice job, sir. Thank you very much. Victor Malalu say, Liverpool that could not beat 10-man Chelsea. It's easy to... Well, let me know if it's anything. Adebola Temitope Oluwa Sean Fumi said, good morning, bro. What do you think about the current Super Eagles manager issue? Do you think the manager should go or stay? The manager is already gone, so it's not what I think anymore. The manager is gone, and a new manager will be announced between now and Wednesday. So it's not about what I think. What I think does not even hold water anymore in this conversation. It's not in my place anymore to decide who stays and who goes. The manager, Gunnar is gone. Let's face that reality. Here's Patrick say, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. So I'm in pains. Ole has been sacked. Okay, you are in severe pain. I understand. Liverpool made me enjoy the weekend. We'll shock everyone this season. Jurgen is planning something big. With something big. There's not something big. Liverpool will not win anything this season. Not a single trophy. Not a single. Maybe the FA Cup, maybe Carabao Cup, but I'm talking about major trophy. Liverpool are not candidate for any major trophy. So I know that when I say these things right now, at this stage of the competition and the way Liverpool is playing, scoring, forcing goals into people's mouths and making it look like you can't play them. I'm saying it because this is Liverpool at their peak. They are the peak of the powers so early in the season already, and we know that January is coming. We're going to get into the December thickness of the season very soon, and a whole lot. I don't think that Liverpool will win. If there's one team I can easily point my hand to and say this team cannot win the league title, it is Liverpool. But I'm open for surprise. Let them surprise me, and I'll be glad to swallow my words. Okay, Liverpool has only won true challenger in the UEFA Champions League, and that is Bayern. I bet you Liverpool FC will win something. Okay. Your take on the alleged Serbian coach for Super Eagles. Good morning, Edafe. That's coming from Kamel. Kamel, thank you very much. And the first one I read was there are more why. Okay, let me say this. Until the coach is officially announced, I'm not going to have a take on it because there is a Spanish coach that is also being alleged that is interested, is applied for the job. There are different coaches that have been mentioned. The way I work, I'm not going to give my opinion on the coach that have not been announced officially, that have not been made public. The same way, you can come to me and say, "But I just said I'm going to try to be fired," even though the NFF have not announced it officially. Yes, I said that because of the things that I know behind the scene. I'm going to wait till we make an announcement of who's going to be the coach. But let me tell you, this is me. This is what I passed across to the football body. Like, it's an unusual situation that we find ourselves. This is just like only when they're taking over from Ahmadu Shaibu in 2002 for the World Cup. My whole system is smelling medicine. The whole of my body is smelling medicine. Like I'm saying, of my team and all this medicine. Like if I talk, everything that's coming out of my system is medicine. If I go and urinate, I could probably kill every bacteria around me, 1,000 meters around me right now. Okay, so what I think we should do, and I pass this across to the authorities, is every time Nigeria has been successful in football, we've tried on putting competition in the team. And how do we do that? It's by making sure that there is a camp for the home-based players, and the coach comes out and makes a statement and says that I don't have a team. I'm not going to bank on the team that was here before. If they were so good, they will sack the coach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the camp for everybody who have interest to play for Nigeria to show their interest. But I'm going to start from home. So the NFF should be ready to fund the new coach that are going to bring in. Open the camp from now to the Nations Cup. There is no closing of the camp. And what does that mean? Salisu Yusuf, go around and invite players, goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, and attackers. Bring them in. Even players from the street. Come in if you think you're good enough to play for Nigeria. Come in and play. Now, the foreign-based players, because they are limited by club release and all that, will join in when they are invited. But what it should not do is try as much as possible to get grade B friendly matches in Ghana, in Togo, in some other African countries while they are playing it and preparing for the Nations Cup. So that at the end of the day, because I know that on the 27th of December, which is a day after my birthday, Nigeria is supposed to be having a friendly match with the Basque Nation, the Catalan friendly. And I think it would be good to use the home-based team to do that. So those are some of the things that would help them. Once they see that, okay, there's competition. Remember, Clement Vesta have used people like Isaac Sametoje, Adema Fuludu, and the rest of them to put competition in the foreign base. Steve Keshi also applied the same method that he used against them for the players in 2013 when he brought in people like Godfrey Abuabona, Azubike Igweke, Akigo Hioso at some point, Sunday Umba. These are home-based players, right? Brought them in and it made some of the foreign-based professionals like sit up very well. Even people, that's one of the reasons why people like Osazode didn't make the Nations Cup team, but then we went on to win the Nations Cup. So my point here is, if this coach comes in, that is one of the ways that it will work. I'm not going to sit here and be crying over, oh, the sack gonna draw, blah, blah, blah. No, we still have a chance to do something well. Would we win the Nations Cup? I don't know. We have good players, but we don't have top quality players. Let's be very honest. We don't have top quality players, and we also do not have competition for places. So to change that narrative, we need to create competition, whether it is artificial competition or real competition. Because look, yesterday I saw Osimhen get injured, and my first thought is, if this guy is out for 3 months, our Nations Cup is toast. Okay, I don't even know if Odion will want to come back again after coming, and then the coach gets sacked and all that. Whatever he has seen in the training in the camp. Is it convincing enough for him to come back? I was one of those who say he shouldn't come back. But for now, seeing the way Osimhen got knocked on the face, I'm thinking, please, Odion, come back. Okay? I can't bank on Paul Onwuachu 100%, but then thank God that Taiwo Awoniyi is banging good, but he's a kid. Okay? I don't know any country that have won the Nations Cup before with a kid as the one leading their strike line. So it's going to be difficult for me to say whether that will work, but let's see how it goes. As Patrick said, Liverpool will shock everyone this season. The club is playing something big. He said, we did do it well. That is the big question. Well, we never know. You never know how to do something until you try. I mean, I didn't know I could set up a radio station until I tried. So when we try, we'll get something out. One thing about trying is you might not do it well at the beginning, but as you go, you will correct your mistakes and then you get better. Nobody is perfect at the beginning. We'll always improve as we go. Good morning, the ELEGBETETVRADIO squad. That's coming from Badog Joshua. He said, for me, it's too early to know who wins the EPL. What's that? Man, messages are moving very fast. Who is this? The EPL this season because one, that Antonio is beginning to want. Come on in. He said you are speaking my mind on how the move forward, disband the team, give room for competition, no automatic jersey assured to anyone. Yeah, thank you very much. My beautiful sister is on Instagram. Debola, how you doing? I see you're balling, man. You're doing your FIFA class, you're doing your training, but then you're balling, you're everywhere. All about. Like I told you some time ago, you are the superstar sport journalist that we don't have in Nigeria. Keep it up, girl. You're doing great. I love you. Like, love you. I feel proud. You know how when you say Nigeria doing well in any field of their choice, they're choosing, it gives you this like feeling like, oh wow, Nigerians can do this. Not like we're not good at doing anything, but you just want to be able to tell people that look, Nigerians are very good at anything that they do. Debola Adebanjo is doing us proud. I love what she's doing, and she's doing great. Okay, as Patrick said, the NFF seems to always do the wrong things. I just hope they don't go the wrong route again. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. I'm not really all up for being all negative. And besides, today's Monday. I don't have I've had too many injections and too many antibiotics on my system to start thinking negative about anything. Let's just be positive about it and see how it goes. Okay, this one's coming from Samuel. Samuel says, Idafi, how is this question? Is this question related to sports on the Monday morning? He said, okay, let me read it for you guys. He said, Idafi, how did you meet your wife and how did you propose to her? I don't think I should answer that question. Should I? I don't think so. I think let's focus on sports. Let me give you some sporting gist. If you think I should answer it, tell me you think I should answer it. But I don't think I don't think I should answer it. So what's the problem? Okay. Paris St-Germain, Argentine manager Mauricio Pochettino is Manchester United number. Damn, Manchester United, you guys are crazy, man. Tell me you guys are mad. What's that mean? Why do you guys like failure? Come on. Okay, first choice to take over from managers next season. Ajax head coach Dutchman Erik is said to be second choice. Former Tottenham boss Pochettino is open to joining the Red Devils next season. Manchester United have also made contact with Leicester manager Brendan Rodgers and are prepared to pay £8 million in compensation to the Foxes. Okay, Ten Hag responded to the rumors that he will replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Manchester United by saying that he has had nothing about the club's interest in him. Okay, Portuguese agent Jorge Mendes is pushing Manchester United to replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with Sevilla coach Julen Lopetegui. The Spaniard is contracted at Sevilla until 2024, but Mendes, who represents Cristiano Ronaldo, wants him to take over at Old Trafford. Okay, Mendes, well done, you got the club. Spain head coach Luis Enrique has denied rumors linking him to Manchester United. No, Allah, my chair, God forbid. I don't want to go there. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who was sacked by Manchester United on Sunday, turned down the chance to make changes to his backroom staff despite some senior players reportedly losing faith in their method. Real Madrid are interested in Chelsea and England midfielder Mason Mount. The 22-year-old is in talks with the Blues over a new deal, though it is said he does not feel appreciated and could be prepared to leave Manchester City. Okay, Manchester City and Bayern Munich are also interested. If you go to Real Madrid, you will know that Chelsea actually appreciates you, Sha. I'm just telling you, if you go to Real Madrid, you will know that Chelsea actually appreciates you. Right now, you're feeling like they don't appreciate you. Until you go to Madrid, you will know. The demand and the expectation in Madrid will make you understand what appreciation is. You don't understand. You don't know what you got till it's gone. No. You will know. Don't worry. Tottenham could make a move for Roman midfielder Nicolo Zaniolo, okay, who is 22 years of age. New Aston Villa boss Steven Gerrard wants to sign Croatian left back Bona Barisic, 29, from former club Glasgow Rangers. Okay, it's not signing any of the Nigerian boys, right? Okay, Everton manager Rafael Benitez says the club will look to sign players in January as English winger Demarai Gray, 25, became the latest addition to their injury list on Sunday's defeat against Manchester City. Damn, did you see that Rodgers goal? That is on Pep-like goal, but it was a beauty. That screamer. I would shoot that ball anyway. For 1,000 years, I would shoot that ball because I saw one Everton player coming like, nah, I'm going to control the ball and dress it. Shooting? No. That's not that day. I'm not coming to service with my shooting boots. No. I was seeing injury as it was approaching the ball, but then the goal was beautiful. The goal it was erotically beautiful. It was orgasmic. Yeah. Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel says defender Antonio Rudiger will not be distracted by contract talk. Now you talk, now you be Rudiger. The German 28 is out of contract at the end of the season and is free to talk to other clubs from January. PSV forward Lionel Messi 34 is not planning on returning to Barcelona after President Juan Laporte suggested the Spanish club could resign the Argentine captain in the future. New Barcelona boss Xavi is interested in signing Algerian striker Baghdad Bounedjah, 29, from former club Al Sadd. That's like compensation to the club. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be a coach. Thank you very much for allowing me to go fulfill my dream. But in doing that, let me also make you make small extra money on my head. It's not like that player is coming out to come and do one kind of magic. It's been after he's also 29. It's just past there, okay? But I understand what Xavi is trying to do. Yes, good measures, praise that, shake it together, running over. That's what he's trying to do. Okay, some messages here. Let me come here. Hey, my brother man, got it. Nasi Olabode Olafe say Manchester left sacking Ole to the message to the plenty for too long. That Conte, who could have been the best replacement at the moment, had to take up Spurs job he once rejected. Yes, I agree with you. Victor Malalu, so who do you think is good for Manchester as coach? They say Zidane is not interested, so it's difficult right now to pick who they will take. Ten Hag, it's a wrong move. It's a wrong PR for them to say Ten Hag is their second choice. And I don't know if Brendan Rodgers really wants to go to Manchester United. But let's see. I don't have anybody who's my preference for Manchester United. I want to go with my friend Nasser, that they left it too late. For me, they should have used Conte to replace Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but they left it too late. The biggest problem is not even the new coach that is coming. I think it's time to tell Sale to go sit with his wife at home and stop coming to be part of the club. He should go home. Go home and rest. I mean, I don't know how a coach leaves a club and is still very, very influential. You're not the owner of the club. Come on, yes, you've won all these 13 titles, all the many titles, 26 years of coaching. So Alex Ferguson is showing the whole world how not to let a coach stay too long in your club, because it's becoming an octopus. It's becoming a problem to the club. That's my opinion. You guys might not like it, but it's becoming a problem. And he's using all this class of 92 boys who are in the media to mess this up, even more. But Alex Ferguson should stay out of the club and just be a legend of the club and be where he is. I don't think he should be coming to come and have say and opinion. I don't know. King Fidel, the Oracle, he said, "Miss you, boss. Keep shining, my boss. If not Arsenal keeper, for shop like it, I bet you for reach 12. If for reach 12, and over the weekend I had to do an event for Standard Chartered. Okay, they're doing a viewing in Ikoyi, and I was the MC. Okay, and in my mind I was like, "Oh, you just set me up, Shah. You just pick me on the day where you know that they will massacre Arsenal, they will batter Arsenal, and make me come and be praising Liverpool and all that." No problem, it's okay. Victor Malali said, "Elevator, please clarify. Has Rob been sacked?" Yes, he has been sacked. There's nothing to clarify. He has been sacked. Yes, sir. Mobolaji Olamiri says, "Good morning, Edafe. Don't you think Arsenal should sack Arteta now before it's too late? Please explain that statement that you just made now. What is too late and why should they sack Arteta? What has he done wrong? What have you seen that is bad that should make them sack him? Why should they sack him? Please come and give me your own reason, because you must have a reason for saying that. Let me not preempt you, but please come and tell me what you think, why they should sack him." Adebola Temitope Oluwa Sean Fumi said, bro, what do you mean by top level players and how many players for Algeria and Senegal and Egypt? That's why, listen, the thing about us and the way we rate these countries is we always want to look at Senegal. Every time they say Senegal, please, what has Senegal won in the last 20 years of football? Don't bring Senegal into the conversation when they have not won anything. When was the last time Senegal won the African Nations Cup? I can't remember. So we're talking Nigeria here. We're talking Nigeria, you're bringing Senegal. Like Senegal is winning the Nations Cup back to back. That's the reason why they are where they are. The place that Senegal is, Nigeria is still better than Senegal. If you don't, in case you don't know, well, if you look at the Nations Cup numbers that we've done against, even without qualifying for 3 in 4 Nations Cup, we're still better than Senegal. So why are you bringing Senegal into the conversation? This Algeria that we're talking about, Algeria just won the last one. Okay, after that one, before that one, what was the last time Algeria won anything? So don't bring Algeria into. If you mention Egypt, now I can understand. But what you fail to understand with Egypt is the fact that Egypt have a standard league, top quality league. The teams can play together. We are banking on Euro-based players. Ask yourself, when was the last time, okay, we had a Super Eagles team that there is nobody playing in the Champions League in the Super Eagles team? Have you paused to think about that for a minute? How many players in the Super Eagles are playing in the Champions League currently? When was the last time you had that? Like, at least there are no 3 players of the Super Eagles. People forget that this is the first time in forever, okay, that we don't have anybody playing in the UEFA Champions League, like top flight UEFA Champions League. There's nobody now playing in the Champions League, and you think we have top quality players? Top quality players are playing in lower competition. Nigga, please. Victor Manuel said Hazard will tell him his experience. Come to even talk about it. How many English players flourish in La Liga? Man better respect himself, but then Chelsea should also respect him and give him the contract that he deserves or he thinks he deserves. They should sit down with him and negotiate very well. But I think that Mount is just overhyping himself. Good morning, bros. Edafe, is the phone line not open? It is open. You call him, you will know it is open. Maybe it's network from your end. The phone line is open here. Some people be calling, but it's just like they're flashing. They just call, you just come in and then goes off. Okay. Chelsea should give him the contract that he thinks he deserves. They should sit down and discuss. Chooks essay says loyal listener reporting for duty from Alaba International Market. Listening as always from the app since 9 a.m. But thought I'd come here to say hi. Please, can I get the WhatsApp number 08034277165? You do have the WhatsApp number. And I know that it's saved in your phone, Sha. I know that the WhatsApp number is saved in your phone, but you don't know. I think to meet up for me say thank you very much, bro. I understand better now. Thank you for that one. Okay. So I told you the number is open. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Abraham, Anna, you just have a way of always getting through on this number, Sha. Okay. All right, go ahead. My weekend was fine, and yours? Fine, Eric. I want to ask you one question. Go ahead. I don't care on this way, I want to say whatever, because I just passed. What made him beat Johnny Van der Beek? Like, what do they like? To coaches have problem with players? I don't know why he best him, because you sign a player like that for heavy money and is a good ball carrier. Reminds me of Carrick in his playing days. But somehow the coach just chose not to play because probably he's not sure if he can mark for him, or I don't really know. He's not come out to give any explanation. I don't really know, but I think it was also one of his biggest mistakes. The thing was, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was not bold enough to take risk. And in coaching, you should be able to take risks. Look at what Pep Guardiola is doing with those young players. Some coaches will be afraid to do it. He's not afraid to. He's too afraid to take risks. He did not rotate his team very well. Played the same set of players, and the team started going through their troubled times, and then he just panicked. That's what I think. I might be wrong.
Man, when I watched this, I was like, why are you doing this for now? Look at the work rate. Look at all this you're painting. And I'm happy the fact we chat. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. I'll be happy that I was down for, but then this football happens. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm fine, sir. My name is Eric Johnson.
All right, go ahead.
Eric Johnson calling from Alabama this morning.
Yeah, give me your contribution.
Yeah, but on the EPL side too, presently it's like Manchester City, they are getting into that they are thinking that they will run and 18 match to get the trophy to their self because the way they are playing right now, they know they break sweat at all. They will just score those goals, go sit down. And then Chelsea, I think the only hope they have this season is that they should pray that Lukaku don't come back early. Because once Lukaku come back, I'm sure that those goals are going to dry up and you'll be able to play golden draw, 1-1 or thereabout. For Liverpool, Nations Cup come, nothing for them. That's what I think this is.
All right, thank you very much, Henry Johnson, for that one. Calling from Lausa. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning.
My name is Patrick. I'm calling from Calabar.
You're calling from where? Calabar. Okay, Alaba International. Go ahead, boss. Oh, Patrick, how you doing?
I'm good for everybody.
Oh, good morning. All right, give me your take.
I just first of all I want to say the joy of my face. On my face, seeing that about JC for me, really are making that's what I'm
I made a bet with Odia, and so I had to fulfill my side so that it don't sound not a man of my word.
I just want to add the NFL should really not take in picking a wrong man to the job. But there's no point starting Donald Trump and thinking especially that just like Donald Trump in the job. You really don't make any sense. So I just hope they make the right choice to start. So if you don't want to show for
Wrong choice of word, man. Okay, but they will try. I'm sure they will try. I am very, very sure they will try. All right, take care. Yeah. Okay, we're still on this conversation about Gunnar Draw. Let me see some messages that I have here. Chooks. Chook Aswegu says, while I'm proud of Arteta's stride so far as Gunnar's coach, do you think the initial psychological fear of Anfield took its toll on the Arsenal side because they weren't too bad in the first half? No, I don't think it's bad. The fear. Okay, Anfield is a very difficult place to go. Let me take this call. I'll explain that later. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
Hey, Madam Ghana.
Right.
Are you at the airport?
Sorry?
Are you at the airport?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Just about EPL. My contribution is the title race is still open, very, very wide open. I'm looking at it that even Antonio Conte might even try to.
Badog. Let me guarantee you, Antonio Conte and Spurs will not win the Premier League. That title race is not open for them. This jump fund, they don't sell out, they don't close them. If it is title race and Tottenham Hotspur, don't call the two of them on the same sentence. I absolutely shall bet anything you want me to bet you with. No, I'm not crossing my finger on Spurs. Spurs cannot win this Premier League this season. Guys, cool down now. Which Premier League are you talking about? Is it Nigerian Premier League or the English Premier League? Leave Spurs out of the conversation, bros. Calm down now. True.
I don't think you're not saying that Chelsea will not lose, Liverpool will not lose.
That's not what I said. I didn't even say Liverpool will win the title. Liverpool are not there to win the title. There are only two teams in the Premier League right now that can win the Premier League title. It is Man City and Chelsea. Anything outside that, all the other ones are just pretenders.
Okay. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If you're flying, have a safe flight. If you're not, have a great day. Whichever one that comes. let the day be good for you. While we're still talking, while I'm trying to answer the question from Choose, say, listen, going to Anfield for anything, not just Arsenal, is very, very daunting. It's a tall mountain to climb. But beyond that, Arsenal have not won there in like nine attempts. It's not easy to go to Anfield and win. But let's not forget that Arsenal have only a first 11 team. And that first 11, sometimes they struggle to fit in against a team that come at them torrentially, like a tsunami. And that's what Liverpool is good at. What Arsenal could have succeeded with, if Arsenal had flank men that can really run, that can really run very well, they would have been able to punish them. To beat Liverpool, let me tell you what the easiest way to beat Liverpool is. Make sure you have somebody in the middle that contend with them both aerially and on the floor. But then you have two guys on the side who can keep the ball to themselves, who are not easily knocked off. Because Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are always going forward to join the attack, which is fine because it works for them. I don't think that Virgil van Dijk and Fabinho are such a fast duo. But then you need body checkers to battle them. You need body checkers and good runners. That's the reason why Chelsea was able to draw against Liverpool, because those Chelsea guys can run. They're like in Capi. All of those Chelsea small musketeers, they can run, walk tirelessly, and they don't easily get knocked off the ball. So it's not a psychological thing. It's just about quality over quantity. Liverpool's got quality. To match up with Liverpool, you need to also bring up quality. And then don't forget that the defense of Liverpool had experience. If you look at Arsenal, 2 of the 4 goals that Arsenal considered were handed over to Liverpool. So you have to look at that. Tavares and which other player handed those balls easily to Liverpool. That's not to take anything away from Liverpool. Liverpool were good on the night. They were fantastic. They were awesome. It was a matter of time. When the first half ended 1-0, I remember at halftime I was telling everybody that it's a matter of time. The wall is going to crumble. But there are still bright light from the Arsenal game. You saw how good Aaron Ramsdale still shows how good he is. Ben White, yes, there was flashes of him there. I think that the guy that was playing with him didn't really come to the party like he normally would do. Tavares, lost it somewhere when you're playing against Mo Salah. Who blame him? Well, lost it somewhere, and then somewhere also in the middle of that game, Tomiyasu was not as Tomiyasu as we've come to know. There are 2 games now that he's really not shown up. The second half against Liverpool and 1 game previously. Other than that, you can still say, okay, Arsenal have not had it bad. After the first 3 defeats, they've gone 10 or 11 games without competition without losing. Now they've lost this one. What's the next game? Let's see how it goes. So if they win some of the major small opposition and then falter in games like this, they could still, push their luck and go into the top 4, knowing fully well that the other teams would cancel themselves one after the other. Okay, Divine Harmony Tokai say, I'm not happy Man United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So sad about it, especially that he has not played Chelsea yet. It is such a sad situation. Worst of all, people are happy that somebody's father lost his job. This is heartbreaking, but you want them to play Chelsea so that they beat them. What do you think Juan Pizzi and Madeleine Kristjic bring to the Super Eagles, both in the long run and short run, based on their antecedents? Well, I don't really think that any one of them, I can expect that much from any one of them right now. It is how if they employ any one of them, or when they employ any one of them. First, there's no international break between that and the African Nations Cup. The African Nations Cup, most of our players will not be in camp until 5th of January. And then it means that you will select a team of players that you've not even met, players that you don't know, and submit to CAF, register them for the competition, meaning that you don't have room to do anything. If you win or you lose, it will not be as a result of your being good. If he goes to the Nations Cup and win, I would still attribute a lot of credit to get a draw. Because, I mean, what is that thing that he's going to bring in between now and then that will make the team all of a sudden become good? But I think that there's a way the NFF can play it. It is more of, that thing that they say, it's not what you said, but it is how you say it. Or it's not what you did, but how you did it. I think it is how NFF and the new coach, whoever they would employ, play it that will work. I don't think a Spanish coach will be good for Nigeria anymore, because Nigerian players do not have the skill set to play for what a Spanish coach would need. So you need a coach who would demand high work rate because Nigerian players likes to play a lot. So you need a coach who will demand high work rate, force them to work very, very hard, and then bring in some discipline. Nigerian players are a bunch of indisciplined players, okay? So if we can fix the indiscipline part, get them to focus and concentrate and leave women aside, and then get their head in the game, maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to deliver. It's not like Raw had a bad team per se, but we just, in the Nigerian way, we just have our way of trying to make bad out of a good situation, and I just hope that we don't end up regretting it at the end of the day. But let's see how it goes. On Facebook, Angela Kingsley says, "Good morning. I want to start sponsoring this show. Great job." We have Watford graded players. We need to discover more talent from the grassroots. Thank you very much. Bros, because Liverpool win Arsenal, you can't wear their jersey and come beat me now. Come inside the studio, come and beat me. The Stories Erik said, traveling all the way to Anfield to watch that game. We all were disappointed and left before the game was over. Arsenal should do something. God bless you, brother. Thank you very much. If you guys were expecting that Arsenal were going to go to Anfield to beat Liverpool, you guys were not fair. First off, it was the wrongest time for Arsenal to play against Liverpool. Liverpool is coming. Liverpool went into the international break losing to West Ham. You're not expecting this Liverpool team, these Liverpool players to lose back to back. It doesn't really make sense. If Liverpool had beat West Ham, it's like, okay, we have a glimmer of hope. Arsenal have a soft underbelly. Arsenal also, don't have men up front that can really run. To take Liverpool out, you need men up front that can run. That's the only way you can score them. Arsenal up front look lost, jaded, and confused. It's not like the team was not defending very well, but at some point, the pressure from Liverpool was so much, and our front men, Saka, Lacazette, Aubameyang, were not pressing. When we lose possession, when Liverpool are in possession, they were not pressing to give them time to settle in on the ball, push it, add their defensive pressure to their midfield pressure, and then support their attack. So it was difficult for our midfield and our defense to hold the fort for 90 minutes. Consider the goal in the first half, and then after that one, the whole story changed. And Ramsey did what he could do, but that's just about it. Okay, he couldn't get past that one, and I'm not going to blame anybody for that. It was just the quality of the kind of players that we have. Okay, as a Patrick say, United failure is my delight. I know that feeling when you are a Liverpool fan, especially for the many years that Manchester United have mocked, tortured, and humiliated Liverpool. Okay, I think it's a money boss. Good morning to you. As a Patrick say, my joy seeing that jersey on you. Okay, boss, I think what that comment was saying is, you said Nigeria does not have top quality players, but those other countries too don't really have. That's why they are not successful. No, what I mean is, if anybody is using those countries as an example, we are just about the same achievement where they achieve now. They achieve. It means that we shouldn't get angry. When was the last time Nigeria won anything? They just won the last Nations Cup. Nigeria won the 2013. So it's the same. Unless you're saying you're satisfied with that kind of, we won Nations Cup, wait for 10, 20, 15 years before you win another one. The last time Nigeria won the African Nations Cup was somewhere in 1990. When they won it again was 2019. So if you look carefully, in between 1990 and Nigeria won the Nations Cup twice. Nigeria played in the finals of the Nations Cup a couple of times as well, and won bronze, silver, and the rest of them. Nigeria have not been anywhere to be found. So you can't compare Algeria with Nigeria. I'm sorry to say, you can't compare Algeria with Nigeria. So when you bring in that statement and the person says Algeria and Senegal, the person is practically it's like saying, Manchester United are not winning. And you not say, but West Ham and Brighton are obvious. No, they're not on the same level. We're not on the same level with those people. They're not better than us. I can't sit here and tell you that, Algeria and Senegal are better than Nigeria. How now? What's the matrix? What's the yardstick to judge? When's the last time Senegal won the African Nations Cup? Is it because they have Sadio Mane playing well for Liverpool? When's the last time they won the African Nations Cup? Because those are the metrics you use to judge. I've not seen them win anything. They're not winning anything. And if you're not winning anything, you're just not good. You're doing gra to qualify for tournament. They qualify well and you go to the tournament and you are crap. This is a pile of shit. You've not won anything. Convince me with what you've won. And then our fourth man said, listen, Egypt Cup with Cameroon head to head in the late 90s and 2000, they were winning it back to back. So you respect them. Even that for a very long time, if you still see Cameroon, you still respect them. But to call Senegal in that competition and put Nigeria in the mix, To me, it's disrespectful because, hey, what has Senegal won? When's the last time Senegal won the African Nations Cup? Because that's like a yardstick to judge. Last time they won the Nations Cup, I can tell. Okay, they went to the World Cup once and got all the way to where? Quarterfinals in 2002. After that, nowhere again. 2002, and this time is almost 10 years now. Come on. Just try and understand what I'm saying. That kind of comparison doesn't work because we are actually, they are not better than us. If you still look at us by accumulating metrics, we're still way ahead of them. If you say they qualified for the Nations Cup, we qualified. If you say they qualified for the World Cup playoff, we also qualified. What's the big deal? No big deal. There's no first, second. They are in the top 5 category. It's 2 groups. They are in the top seed. We're in the top seed. So I don't see what makes them better than us. Okay, they beat the last Nations Cup semi-finals. We beat them in the qualifiers in the last World Cup. Okay, so there's a balance to the conversation. I don't see Algeria like, oh, Algeria, almighty Algeria, bow down and worship your masters. No, they're not there. That's what I mean. I don't know if you get my point. Okay. Gradually coming to the end of the show. I hate it when that happens. Okay. I think Arsenal need taller players. Okay. Victor Malalu say Liverpool respected Arsenal in the first half. No, it's not. They played best. Arsenal were good. Played with caution until the second half. Decided to launch their attack, which led to the crumble of the Arsenal defense. No, what happened was the fact that Arsenal midfield started turning over the ball too much, too often. Because see, in football, you can't defend for that long against a good team. So Arsenal were defending, closing the gap, making sure that Liverpool were not running in between the lines. But when you do that, you expect that your front men would snap at the small half chances that they get. They would nibble on it like a dog on a bone and then try to get a good bite. Okay? But then they were not doing it. So a very hard face. As they kept going on like that, they got to the point where they just couldn't keep pace again. That's what happened. They crumbled. The Soros Henry said, I think Arsenal need taller players. Okay? The Soros Henry went further down to say Henry, Cardinal Henry, Vieira, Perez, Beckham, these guys are above 6 feet. Arsenal should stop buying short, soft players. Not really taller players. The players at Man City are not really that tall. What Arsenal need are players that can hang on to the ball. It's important to have players that can hang on to the ball. They don't necessarily need to be tall. Santi Cazorla, Rosicky, Sami Nasri, Cesc Fabregas, Danielson, Flamini were not tall players, but they could hang on to the ball. Robert Van Persie, okay, yeah, what's a bit on there? These players could hang on to the ball. Arsenal need ball jugglers, players that are not easy to push off the ball. I would not take a Lukaku in the Arsenal team, as big and as massive as he is. So Arsenal, yet they need players that can hang on to the ball, players that can look at the face of the opposition and take them on. And then Arsenal also need players with movement. Arsenal is suffering in that area a lot. There is not plenty of movement. There's too much staticity in the Arsenal attack. The Arsenal forward line from the attacking midfield up onto the attack, there is no movement. If you look at all of the games where Arsenal have played exceptionally well this season, there was quick movement. Against Tottenham, Arsenal was moving in blistering speed. There was Odegaard, there was Emile Smith, there was Aubameyang who was playing the link man for them, and it was good. Against Aston Villa, they were moving, quick pace, and it was good. The way Arsenal team is set up, once they don't, that movement is not happening. The channels are not open, and the canal is not shooting. Arsenal will not win a game. So it's about movement rather than, because the style of play, the system that the coach is playing is predicated on movement rather than size of players. So it's not about the size of the players, it's about the movement on and off the ball. Once that thing is stopped, it's hard. But why we cry about, Arsenal didn't win against Liverpool? Let us understand one thing. When you play against a team that is superior, I said that you met a superior team and there was just absolutely nothing you could do on the day. Liverpool was coming from losing to West Ham. I wasn't expecting Liverpool to lose back-to-back. Come on, they are not Manchester United now. This is Liverpool. This is the Liverpool. Okay? And then they come in their full complement. Everybody is ready. Everybody's available from goalkeeper to defenders, midfielders to attackers. you're not going to stop them. Okay, the scoreline was too much, but then it is also flattering for Arsenal because if Aaron Ramsey was not in goal, I think that was looking at a scoreline that would have looked like San Marino versus England. But then it is what it is. Okay, this is where we come to the end of the show. It's 9:55 already, and I need to read something from Sunday Ulises' book. Okay, he said, for the traditional pre-match warm-up, as always, our exceptionally motivating fans shared up a salute to salute our arrival on the pitch. A few minutes into the warm-up, and suddenly Daniel Amokachi was nowhere to be found. As we went back into the dressing room to get dressed properly for the game, a sad sight greeted us. Daniel Amokachi was full of tears. His knee had once again twisted out of his socket, and he was in dire pain. As I attempted to console him, as did most other players, a new issue arose. The coach had to replace Daniel with another player, and so he chose Kanu Nwankwo. There was a silence from certain quarters in the dressing room. Once this news was announced, this was not a good sign for us, as it meant that many opposed the choice. As if this was not destabilizing enough, a new round of negotiation and lobbying started among certain influential players who should captain the team. I watched from afar as the circles continued. Uche Okechukwu came to inform me that they had chosen Kanu Nwankwo to captain the team as a sign of motivation for him. Even though I led the team on the pitch as leader, I felt a better choice could have been made by naming more experienced influential players like Augustine Iguavon or Peter Rufai as captains. A feeling I later found out was shared by many of my teammates. The referee, Apasan Piram from Thailand, blew the kickoff whistle at 2100 hours. That's 9 o'clock, and the Paraguayans took the fight to us immediately as if their lives depended on it. We considered a free kick just seconds into the game from our left defense area, and the hard-swinging free kick was met by a fierce header from Ayala of Paraguay, who directed it into our. That's where it ended. It ended. If you want to know more about this book, you better go buy this book. The Audacity to Refuse by Sunday Ulise. Yeah, this is why I draw the curtain on the show. It's a beautiful story. There are things that you don't know that you would love to know about what went on in the national team all through the time that Sunday Ulise was in the team. It's a very good read. It's a very beautiful book. I think you would enjoy it as well. Well, it's been lovely hanging out with you guys, all of you guys from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and on the phone lines and WhatsApp. God bless you so much. My name is Edafi Matthew Esoganer. You love to come in the Elevator One of Sports. Peter Wanada is coming up with Them Say Sports. If you're not using the mobile app, I don't know. Victor Malalu saying, please, where can I get the book? Go to www.sundaylise.tv or go to Latana Venture, and then there's another book company that sells. But if you go to sundaylise.com or follow Sundaylise on Twitter and chat him up, and then it will give you all of the details where you can get it. Desirous Henry said, nice listening to you. Always, God bless you. Waiting to see you here. I'll be there pretty soon after all of this COVID crisis. But thank you very much. God bless you, and have for yourself a lovely, fantastic, and wonderful day. Like I always say, don't be part of the problem, but be part of the solution. If you don't know what the solution is, share those up who are making solutions. God bless you, and be the very best of who you are created to be.